Obama's disgusting judge just forced cops to do unthinkable for 70 racist thugs who got 5 police officers murdered. The tension between the law enforcement community and African Americans have taken relentless hits over the past few years. It certainly never helped with the NFL protests, police shootings, and protests. Now a left-wing judge appointed under President Obama just took action that is going to inflame those relations more. Judge John W. DeGravels awarded 70 protesters for Black Lives Matter more than $1,000 for excessive force complaints they put in last year in 2016. These all took place during anti-law enforcement protests. After this ruling, DeRay McKesson, who is from Baltimore and is a well-known protester and Black Lives Matter activist, said that people are going to use this decision to sue police departments across the country. During some of these protests that these protesters are being compensated for, saw 5 police officers shot and killed at them. It is a massive slap in the face to police officers and the law enforcement community. The Associated Press reported, a federal judge approved a class action settlement Friday that awards up to $1,000 in cash to dozens of protesters who claim police violated their civil rights and used excessive force in arresting them after a deadly police shooting. The deal resolves one of several lawsuits against Louisiana law enforcement agencies after a white Baton Rouge police officer shot and killed Alton Sterling, a 37-year-old black man, in July 2016. The shooting was one of several that had fueled a national debate about race and policing. Black Lives Matter movement leader DeRay McKesson is among 69 arrested protesters eligible for payments ranging from $500 to $1,000 now that U.S. District Judge John W. DeGravels has given his final approval. The judge, who said the total value of the settlement is about $136,000, ruled from the bench after a hearing that McKesson and another plaintiff attended. McKesson, a 32-year-old Baltimore resident, said the settlement demonstrates courts can be effective in holding officers and city governments accountable for police misconduct. This can be a blueprint for activists and organizers and lawyers across the county to think about what remedies look like at the court level. And it's not just money, he said after the hearing. The judge commended attorneys for reaching a fair, adequate and reasonable settlement that avoids costly, time-consuming litigation. It obviously is a matter that touches on a lot of sensitive issues and had the potential for being very contentious and destructive, DeGravels said. 11 other arrested protesters who were eligible for payments instead opted out of the settlement. Some are seeking higher compensation for court claims they're pursuing separately in federal court. Just to provide some context for how serious police fatalities are, here are some statistics for you. In September of 2015, a police officer, Joseph Ponder, was shot down by Black Lives Matter's activists in a city in Kentucky. The trooper worked with the state police and his assailant fled the scene of the crime on foot and was later captured. He died shortly thereafter. In August of 2010, on the anniversary of the shooting of Mike Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, there were several shots fired in Ferguson at police officers. More than 3 local businesses were robbed and looted and a local reporter was mugged. One man who aimed a gun at police was shot down and sent to the hospital in serious condition. In December of 2014, 2 police officers were murdered in retaliation for the deaths of Eric Garner and Michael Brown. In July of 2016, a total of 5 police officers were shot, while 7 others were hospitalized for their grievous injuries. These all happened during Black Lives Matter protests. After everything that police officers have been put through defending and protecting the public and the very people who intend to do them harm, they now have to deal with the justice system rewarding people who wish them harm. It does not exactly instill confidence in our law enforcement community that we have faith in them and will do everything to make them as safe as possible to ensure they can productively and efficiently protect us. Instead of giving money to people who have been arrested because it is politically correct, we should be putting them behind bars for breaking the law. Instead, we are monetarily incentivizing them to break the law. So why would they stop when they know they can get money out of it? Under the Trump administration, this type of behavior and action will not be allowed to continue any longer. He has made it clear that the law enforcement community and veteran community are a top priority for America. While this was acceptable under the Obama administration, it is not okay under the current one. Share if you love this country and believe that we should have respect for our law enforcement community. Police officers should never have to wonder whether we support them.